for the chance to just share a few memories. I first met Roy back in 1967 when he was running Division of Neurology at what was then the University of Ireland Medical School. I came over for the summer to work on blood flow with Jeffrey Seaman, one of his labs. I remember his MS clinic there was a very friendly place. It was really quite different from most other clinics that I've come across. It showed me then how deeply Roy cared about his patients. They kept returning from all over the world. I was also impressed at that time by his research efforts, because he was a busy guy running a department, running a very busy clinic, but he combined a strong level of research activity. He really wanted to measure things, to define things quantitatively, to find out a really good scientific approach to what he was doing. I've already heard he could run a great party, and I remember that very well. Remember the pool and the garden and martinis. Another memory I have is the cars. At that time, in the 70s, he had a Jensen Interceptor, and I remember him taking me out to Pioneer Filter. We had a pretty fast drive there. It was quite exciting. I didn't have too much to say at the end of it, so he was really quite keen for me to talk about science. I was having more visions than the questions he was asking. But that filter business really was quite important, I think. That was really quite pioneering work and important for heart surgery. It's pity that we don't have more of that now. It's with Paul filter. Anyway, I thought that was really very important stuff at the time. My next memory really is in the 80s, and he was in his Maserati. He really loved that. And in the 80s, we founded Interfacial Dynamics Corporation, and I was still commuting from the UK, and I would stay with him at First Avenue at that time, 11 pounds. So I spent quite a lot of time talking to him and having white knuckle rides, both in the Maserati and with the company. He would tell me about his World War II with post-traumatic stress patients and problems he was doing there, and then also with his time in Norway and Switzerland, gathering the early information for his diet. But he did like driving around, as we've already heard. We visited Camas, where he was brought up, and showed the creeks where he played as a kid. He was really very friendly, very easy to spend time with. I thought he was great company. One of his problems at that time was trying to find a quick, easy diagnostic test for MS before MRIs were sort of readily available. And he was really pioneering the blood cell mobility test from back in, I think, in the 70s. We spent a lot of time trying to find a substitute for that, many discussions, and we did come up with a technique, but it turned out to be not much easier to use than the previous one. We get patented on that. He took a very long time to retire. We heard that he retired, in the 90s, but he didn't really. He was always thinking about science, talking about it. In fact, the last couple of papers we published together was about 5 years ago, and we spent a lot of time when we went to dinner talking about MS or that sort of problem. I'm sure we bored Leanna with that. I was really pleased to be able to help with his foundation, be on board of that. I think that's really quite an important legacy. Foundation in his book are really going to help, continue to help people long after he can't see them, to encourage people and pass on his wise-sage wisdom. The website that we have, plus the book, I think is really an anchor for a lot of if not his patients, for people who perhaps never met him, but who can really benefit from his study, his work. So I really feel quite privileged to have spent time to know Roy Swank.